in high definition. This is CBS 4 News. Get the whole story.
Everyone seems to have a Christmas album. Now you can add Bob Dylan to the list. This season, world-renowned singer Bob Dylan released a Christmas CD called Christmas in the Heart. Record sales show the album was well received by the public. In the spirit of the holidays, Dylan is donating his record sales to specific organizations that fight hunger, including the charity Feeding America. The donations also help the Food Bank of the Rockies here in Denver. It's estimated that his donation will help feed over 1 million families during the holiday season. The excitement is building inside South High School, where students are waiting for First Lady Michelle Obama to arrive. 2 Northwest airline pilots overshot their destination by 150 miles on Wednesday. Federal investigators are trying to determine if the pilots could have fallen asleep. This lobby was the birthplace of the Broncos back in 1959, when owner Bob Hossam agreed to own the Denver Broncos. For 35 years, the name Tattered Cover has been a little misleading.
I came here thinking that there would be used books here because its name is the Tattered Cover.
The bookstore never had used books on their shelves, only new ones with the fresh, new book smell.
The Tattered Cover's been talking about including used books for about 30 years.
Neil Strandberg, director of operations at the store, says the Tattered Cover is finally adding old editions among their new novels.
Fiscal 09 was a tough one because of the economic downturn.
To compete with major online sellers, the independent store is selling penny-pinching publications.
It's the same material, for people that can't afford new books.
Here's an example. This book originally cost $30, and now they're selling it for $15. Avid readers don't seem to mind previously read pages. An unusual airplane incident has investigators and aviation experts confused.
These situations don't happen.
What happened? 2 Northwest airline pilots missed their Minneapolis destination by 150 miles. Lyle Burrington of the National Air Traffic Controllers Association says this is a rare situation.
I've been doing this for 20 years. I can recall one other time where a flight crew had overflown its airport and they were sleeping.
And with no response from the pilots, flight controllers were concerned for the crew.
He tried again with no response, and that's when he alerted his supervisor.
Former pilot and aviation expert Steve Cowell believes missing a destination is unthinkable.
It's very, very difficult for me to believe that these pilots could have possibly have missed the Minneapolis airport.
The pilots told investigators they were in an argument over airline policy. However, authorities think the pilots could have fallen asleep.
This has just got some serious implications, both in national security and in air traffic control.
Currently, the pilots are suspended from flying until investigators can determine what happened. Many skiers and snowboarders climbed aboard the old ski train that kicked off the winter season.
It's a 54-year tradition in Colorado that the ski train is operated.
But rising operating costs and the onset of the economic crisis stopped the service.
We were really disappointed when we heard that the old ski train was going away.
Winter Park Ski Resort President Gary DeFrange anticipates new cars and package deals will revive the old train.
These are double-deck cars. And they've got dome cars that are full-length dome cars.
The new cars are not appealing to everyone. Avid snowboarders like Aaron Baker may hitch a ride in his own car.
I can drive up there faster than I can actually ride that.
DeFrange stresses the journey is more than just a ride.
It's all about the entire experience.
Which is arriving just in time for folks to hit the slopes.
We'll take you up when you want to come up, as long as we're running, and then we'll take you back to Denver.
With the winter season around the corner, operators are almost on board.
It's real close. We're down to just buttoning up some details.
A Halloween celebration at Denver's posh nightclub turned into a frightful affair.
At some point, people started fighting, and then gunshots erupted in the parking lot.
Lieutenant Matthew Murray from Denver Police said officers found 2 people shot in the parking lot, one of them critically wounded. Shortly after the incident, another shooting took place across the street.
officers, because they were so close, responded to that.
But the response still leaves questions unanswered for Posh owner Stephen Lyons and suspects unknown.
Obviously, the incident brings great concern to myself and Posh.
Likewise, clubbers were concerned about the crisis.
It's a pretty disappointing night, in the city.
Police are still looking for the details that will help solve this mystery. Even though Denverites experienced a very wet summer season,
I know it was frustrating having so much rain.
Denver parks were soaking up the sprinkles. Jill McCrannon, communications director for Denver Parks and Recreation, says the rain brought significant water savings to Denver parks.
We are very happy with the savings.
The department saved about $400,000. Between the savings and a bond election passed by Denver voters in 2007, Denver parks were able to invest in a new high-tech irrigation system.
This was important to us, and we feel like we're doing a lot of things right in the Parks and Rec department in terms of capitalizing on the Mother Nature.
By upgrading the park's water system and relying on the work of Mother Nature, Denver's Washington Park saves some green and looks green.
Now, in high definition, this is CBS 4 News. Get the whole story.
Students on board a school bus are shaken tonight after the bus crashed into a barrier. Good evening, I'm Caroline Crouch.
And I'm Angela Shugarts. It happened on 17th and Spruce Street this morning. Police believe the bus driver may have been on drugs when he crashed the bus. But as CBS 4's Rick Salinger shows us, all of the students escaped without serious injury.
It was a trip to school the students will remember for some time. A U reporter captured this photo after the bus came to a rest at 17 and Canyon. Connor Bunting was one of the students riding the bus.
We were swerving for some reason, and the bus driver's, what we thought was he fell asleep because...
Police arrested the driver at the crash site. Later, he got out of jail on bond.
Drivers have another reason to put down their cell phones and grab a hold of the steering wheel. A new Colorado law makes it illegal to text while driving. Our Northern Newsroom reporter Mike Hooker shows us that the trick with this law will be enforcing it.
When it comes to enforcing Colorado's new cell phone driving law, traffic officers say there will be challenges. How can you tell if someone's 17 or 19?
State troopers told CBS 4 that enforcing the new law will be challenging, but they hope the new law will prevent car accidents caused by distracted drivers on their cell phones. Today, teenagers took a pledge that will help them stay focused behind the wheel. Students put their thumbprint on a banner to indicate they won't be using those fingers for texting while they're driving. Allstate Insurance sponsored the event at Montbello High School. They hope to promote safe driving habits and warn kids about the dangers of texting and driving.
Community members gathered for a memorial service today to remember children who suffered abuse. The service honored Erin A. Thompson, who police believe died at the hands of her father. As CBS 4's Andrea Lopez reports, organizers hope the service brought some closure to this high-profile case.
When Erin Thompson was handed a 114-year sentence after a conviction that included fatal child abuse, the mother of victim Erin A. Thompson said her little girl would not be forgotten.
The service raised awareness about child abuse. The Kemp Center estimates that one child is abused in Colorado every hour of the day. Seattle police are frantically searching for a man who shot and killed 4 police officers. The shooting happened at a coffee house Sunday morning. Police identified the shooter as a 37-year-old. Officers went door-to-door with search dogs looking for the gunman. Authorities believe he may be wounded, shot by one of the officers killed at the coffee house.
A new report says Fast Track's expansion program is at risk. Local government officials are reviewing RTD's financial resources after its plan to develop light rail service in outlying communities came to a stop. CBS 4's Paul Day takes a look at this latest report.
Fast Tracks is the ambitious plan to expand light rail service to outlying areas. It was approved.
North Metro residents say they are still paying taxes to fuel Fast Track's construction, but RTD officials remain optimistic about completing the project on time.
Everyone seems to have a Christmas album. Now you can add Bob Dylan to the list. This season, world-renowned singer Bob Dylan released a Christmas CD called Christmas in the Heart. Record sales show the album was well received by the public. In the spirit of the holidays, Dylan is donating his record sales to specific organizations that fight hunger, including the charity Feeding America. The donations also help the Food Bank of the Rockies here in Denver. It's estimated that his donation will help feed over 1 million families during the holiday season. The holiday season is in full swing here at CBS 4, coming up as the news continues. The Boys and Girls Club in Denver is making sure these kids get a taste of the holiday season. We'll tell you what you can do to put a smile on their faces.
Golfer Tiger Woods made a big decision today. We'll tell you where he won't be after surviving a car crash at his Florida home.
And a former first daughter is making a big commitment. We'll tell you what's next for Chelsea Clinton coming up.